Welcome to Bexley Practice Test 1 from Exam Papers Plus. This is the verbal skills section. This is the spelling and punctuation section. This is page 12 out of 131. If you don't have this in front of you, you can quickly get it now or just listen along. You're still going to learn a lot from the spelling and punctuation in helping you pass your 11 plus exam. Here we go. Every single question you can pause for 5 seconds, then unpause, then have a go, and then we will go through the answer. I'm going to try and make this as quick as possible. Here we go. Spelling. In these sentences, there are some spelling mistakes on each numbered line. There's either one mistake or none. Find a group of words with the mistake and mark its letter on your answer sheet. If there's no mistake, mark N. That's an important feature as well. Go quickly get your answer sheet, because a skill in the 11 plus is not really circling the answer. It's about putting a rectangle on your answer sheet, just one line through it, using a pencil, and then handing the sheet at the end. That's how you do your 11 plus. Here we go. 14. The diligent bee buzzed from flower to flower collecting nectar for honey. Now, with spelling mistake questions, if you have been or you still are one of my students, I've told you to pick 4 of the longest words. Here they are: diligent, buzzed, collecting, and nectar. And there we go. I'll give you guys 5 seconds. Pause the video now. Have a look. One of them is spelt wrong. It turns out it is nectar. That will be A. That is really the honey part of the flower. That's really what the bees are going for, the nectar part. N-E-C-T-A-R. Just want to tell you the other meanings, the other words. Diligent means hard-working. Here's another fancy word for hard-working: industrious. Looks like industry, which means company, but it's actually nothing to do with that. So not only am I going to make this video useful for you guys, which will be spelling, but I'll also tell you some extra words which pop into my head. Write it down as we go along. Make sure you take notes. Watching this video is a very active process. Get a pen and paper, write everything down. Next, question 15. At the science fair, inventive projects showcased ideas to combat environmental issues. Same strategy. Pick 4 of the longest words. They are inventive, showcased, science, and environmental. And you guys have 5 seconds. Have a look. Which one is it? The answer is environmental, because it's environ. If I spell this as a noun, which just means the names of words, environment, like that. But here, if we look at environmental, that means describing the environment. So this word is an adjective. You see my strategy, it doesn't always work. I'm telling you guys to pick 4 of the longest words. But what if it's actually one of the shorter words? It doesn't work all the time, but it's actually a really good way. Why am I telling you to go for 4 of the longest words? Because the longer the word, the more likely there is a spelling mistake somewhere there. D is the answer. Question 16. The young pianist mesmerized the audience as she performed a beautiful concerto. One of my students circled the word concerto, just put a question mark above it. Not sure what it means. It's just a beautiful type of concert piece. Put it, musical piece. And there can be lots of parts to a concerto. Maybe piano, violins, more instruments. Musical piece with lots of instruments. Let's do the same thing. Pianist, mesmerized, audience, and concerto. Have a look. 5 seconds. Turns out pianist, we don't need the O. Mesmerized. That means stunned, surprised, but in an amazing way. Here's a fancy word: stupefy. Nothing to do with stupid. If you stupefy someone, you stun them. Astonish, shock, but in a good way. Pleasantly surprised. Question 17. The librarian recommended captivating books to inspire a love of literature. 4 of the longest words. Librarian recommended captivated literature. Have a go. 5 seconds. trick question today, guys. It's actually all of them are spelled correctly. Now, if I was having a guess, definitely guess B. Why? Look at them. Look at this option. 2 of the longest words are here anyway. So I bet B could be one of the answers. But not today. They are all correct. Just want to make sure you see C and double M. That is correct. Speaking of which, just want to tell you a word which I've seen too often, embarrass. How to spell it? Now, the quick way for me to remember is double R double S. B-A-R-R-A-S-S. Embarrass. Next question. 18. Families honoured traditions and celebrated the festive season together. 4 of the longest words. Families honoured traditions and celebrated. Actually, there's so many long words. Why not season together? Okay, have a look. 5 seconds. The answer is families. Here, Y-S. Certain words are not spelled in that way. Families. Here's another plural one. Leaf becomes leaves. That's another weird spelling. Write it down if that is brand new for you. Question 19. With dedication and perseverance, the football team gradually climbed up the league table. 4 of the longest words. Have a go. 5 seconds. Now, if I just stare at this, what is it? I bet perseverance. E-E-E-A. They look good. Gradually, that's your double L. Ah, it isn't. Doesn't work this time. Look. Climbed. Silent B. What's another word for silent B? Limb. Part of your leg. Plumber. But this is not a silent B. Slumber party, a sleepover party. You can hear I'm clearly pronouncing the B, so they don't work all the time. Dumb. I mean, that might as well be spelled like this, double M or just single M. So these kind of words are silent B. Let me group it together just to make it clear. I should have color-coded it better. They are silent B. Write it all down if they are brand new for you. Now, this one is not a silent B. Slumber. You can hear me pronounce that letter. A new word for you. Perseverance means you just keep going. Determination. Next. Final section of the English will be punctuation. Page 14. In these sentences, there are some punctuation mistakes on each numbered line. There's either one mistake or no mistakes. Find a group of words with the mistake in it and mark its letter. If there's no mistake, mark N. Yes, do you remember before? Question 17, that one you had to mark N, which is what I mentioned before. Yeah, it was the embarrassed question. Good, we keep going. Question 20. The local museum showcased a variety of artifacts, ancient pottery, coins and sculptures, some dating back centuries. That is totally fine, just giving us some extra info. Doesn't matter if you read it when you are reading it fully. If this was in a text, the sentence still makes sense. That dash is fine. That could also be a colon, because when we use a colon, it will be listing objects. Example, my shopping list has, and then you just start listing the things. Fruits, brown bread, yogurt, just keep picking healthy things for your shopping list. Okay, you guys have 5 seconds. Can you see there's a punctuation that is wrong? You don't need to pause. There's no point pausing when there's a noun here and there's a verb. Also, it just feels way too early to pause. The local museum showcased. That's just a fancy word for putting things on display. You know, when you go to a museum, there are lots of things in glass containers. You're just showcasing all of these things to the people who go into the museum. Next, 21. I can't wait to go to the amusement park on Friday, said Sarah excitedly. Have a go. 5 seconds. said Sarah excitedly. Now normally we put a comma here if there was no exclamation there, but here they've already put a punctuation, so said Sarah excitedly. We can put a comma there. You can pause a little bit before the adverb D. Next, 22. The exam will have two sections, a short English essay and some multiple choice maths questions. That looks okay because we're listing two things. But if we look at multiple choice, that is a type of exam, so that looks okay as well. So maybe it is N. Let's have a look. N, good. Do you remember at the top I was giving a shopping list? When we're listing things, we put a colon. Multiple choice, that is one type of adjective. It's called a double barrel adjective. Here's another example. The red, blue bird. You can hyphenate it if you want. Or how about the multicolored bird? That's much better. It could be a rainbow bird, but multicolored, we're going to hyphenate it like that. So if that is new for you, write it now. You see that colon? Just want to tell you something a bit extra here. If it's a semicolon, it's not just listing things, it's listing them, but with more information. Do you remember at the top with the shopping list? I will give you this example now. My shopping has fruit, brown bread, oat milk, and water. You see, when I'm listing this, I just put comma, comma, and then the last one you put and because it's the final item. You might be thinking, why is William doing something extra? Because I've just thought of it. You need to pay attention. My shopping has. And then now you could say delicious fruit, semicolon, thick brown bread, amazing oat milk, and refreshing water. Can you see I'm putting a semicolon for those options? You guys may be thinking, well, why? It's because I'm giving description. So that's, I bet this might appear later in a harder question, so I'm just telling you guys now. If it's just listing things, fruit, brown bread, oat milk, you just put a comma. But here, because I'm putting an adjective before each item, delicious, thick, amazing, refreshing, then you need to put a semicolon. Next, we only got two more questions and that is it for now. 23. The children's chatter echoed as they ran out of school, excited about their 2-week break. This is fine because the apostrophe S means the chatter belongs to the children. Echoed, that semicolon might be okay. A dash looks fine as well. Excited, ran out of school, excited about their 2-week break. This is a tricky one. As they ran out of school, a small pause there, excited about their 2-week break. That looks okay as well. So it's either N or B. Let's have a look. B, good. That semicolon, no need to pause there. Put a dash. You see, what's another way to put that? Put full stop and then put capital A-S. That's another way to write it. Next. 2 more questions, guys, and that is it for today. So very well done for watching all the way until the end. 24. What a beautiful day, exclaimed Jake as he gazed at the clear blue sky. Speech marks look okay. Exclamation is fine. That's in the wrong place. Full stop there. Exclaimed Jake. Why are we pausing? You don't need to. That's your adjective. That's your verb, I mean, and there's a noun. Verb next to noun, there's no point pausing. I could have flipped this round. I could have said, what a beautiful day, Jake exclaimed as he gazed at the clear blue sky. But it's better this way round because the person, Jake, is closer to the end of the sentence. C is the answer. 25. Sarah's bag was filled with books, notepads and snacks for the school trip. This is just like the shopping list I gave before. You need to put commas. Sarah's bag, yeah, it belongs. I could have said William's pen. You put the apostrophe S to show it belongs. Don't get confused, guys, with this one. It's Wednesday. So you can use it in two ways. It is Wednesday. So this is called a contraction. You're just shortening that word. But this is the belonging apostrophe. One more question, that's it. Filled with books, notepads and snacks for the school trip. We are listing items. Put your comma there, and it's totally fine because it's the final item for snacks. There we go, B is the answer. Thank you so much for watching all the way until the end. English, spelling and punctuation section complete. If you want to stick on this channel, I've got a few 11 plus videos here. One is going to pop up right now. You want to stay here, you want to keep learning, you are one step closer to passing your 11 plus. Thank you so much. I will see you next time.